Why would a billionaire director trap his cast inside a functioning indoor volcano to prove computers are stupid? The answer reveals how Avatar: Fire and Ash crossed $1 billion at the global box office in record time, without relying on a single AI-generated actor. James Cameron has always built the future of cinema, but he openly despises the lazy, computer-reliant shortcuts currently flooding Hollywood. For him, groundbreaking visual technology is entirely worthless if it isn't anchored by raw, unfiltered human emotion. This chart compares the early reactions to the film. While critics gave it a lukewarm 66%, the audience score sits at a massive 91%. Fans are connecting with the visceral intensity of the film. That intensity comes directly from the introduction of the Ash People, a brutal, volcano-dwelling Na'vi clan that completely abandoned the nature goddess Ewa after their homeland was decimated. To make audiences feel genuine dread when facing this new threat, Cameron refused to type a prompt into a generative AI tool. Instead, he built a physical torture chamber for his actors. He constructed what the crew called the volcanic volume. This was a massive, custom-built performance capture stage designed to physically simulate the chaos of an actual volcanic eruption. The stage was rigged with real heat lamps, blinding ash simulants, heavy smoke machines, and carefully choreographed bursts of actual fire. Lead actors like Sam Worthington had to train intensely to navigate this space, physically dodging real hot plates and tripping through dangerous, unstable terrain in heavy motion capture gear. This physical danger served a highly specific psychological purpose. Cameron wanted to force his cast into a state of genuine panic, to capture real sweat, elevated heart rates, and involuntary split-second flinches. You cannot digitally fabricate the micro-expressions of human survival instincts. You have to put a human being in the room and make them react. To record that panic, the actors in their motion capture suits were surrounded by custom volumetric camera rigs, capturing their bodies and faces in 360 degrees at 120 frames per second. This wireframe breakdown illustrates Wēta's layered chaos system, building digital environments over physical data. First, it tracks lava flows and heat distortions, calculating how molten rock reacts to frantic footfalls. Next, simulated ash and embers react dynamically to wind currents from the actors' swinging arms. The digital environment exists solely to react to the human performance, ensuring the CGI never feels weightless or detached from reality. Cameron applied this same demand for physical reality to the script itself, drastically altering the story of Fire and Ash at the last minute based on what human audiences actually connected with in the way of water. When he saw the overwhelming emotional response to Peacon, the giant, highly intelligent space whale, he went back in and significantly increased the creature's screen time. He also shifted the highly anticipated return of Toruk, the massive flying predator from the first film, earlier in the timeline, choosing to deliver raw, immediate action rather than stalling for future sequels. This obsession with tangibility even extended to the soundtrack. Composer Simon Franklin physically 3D printed brand new string and percussion instruments so the actors playing the nomadic Wind Traders clan could actually play them on set. Every creative decision, from the overarching plot to the background music, was driven by visceral human connection, rather than computer-modeled formulas predicting what an audience might want. This line chart shows the film's financial momentum. Avatar: Fire and Ash recovered its $400 million budget in under a week, hitting $760 million by weekend 2. Compared to the flatlining performance of the average generic blockbuster, it proves audiences are tired of sterile, algorithmic content. Cameron has explicitly called the use of generative AI in acting horrifying, arguing that it permanently strips the soul away from a performance. The entire Avatar machine, the massive industrial pipeline of cameras, sensors, and rendering farms, was designed strictly to capture, amplify, and preserve human nuance, never to replace it. Technology is merely a bridge. If there isn't a real person sweating and bleeding on the other side of the lens, audiences won't buy a ticket. Avatar 3 is a victory for human beings, proving that true spectacle still requires a heartbeat.